Number 4, listen!
You're quite right.
You couldn't pull one drag off my mouth. You couldn't punch away out of a wet paper bag with scissors in your hands. It's the RZA. I stand close to walls like number 4 the lizard. Up with our catalog. Put the lights out and leave your brain inside a ball. Natural, actual facts are thrown at you. The impact to blow trees back and crack statues. $1 million rap crew fold. Check the sick, explicit. Crystal out the mind so you can snip it. Crystal out the mind so you can snip it. Only natural, actual facts. Only natural, actual facts are thrown at you.
Bronxman part 2. We like Dorothy Hamill all night. We in your hood, we might circle. Sit it on your hood, kid. I sit it on your hood. Not till you burn it too late. I'm looking real good.
Natural, actual facts, facts, actual facts, 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 facts.
So, going.
You know, fucking actual justice warrior.
Well, how do you not know my position on abortion? I mean, you watch the show, you watch at any point, you can see the arguments we have.
Sorry, I just want to see the data here. So going to Timcast, I typed in universal healthcare. Video of massive woman eating off her belly like a table is why we can't have universal healthcare. James Lindsay argues against universal basic income. Leftist policy would destroy the country. NHLs will deny healthcare to bigots. I guess healthcare isn't a human right after all. Is healthcare a human right? Question mark. The sad reality of government healthcare. States refuses life-saving treatment for child. Team USA paintballer filed for fat shaming COVID-16, but CDC says obesity is an issue.
Leftist ideology is eating itself as major liberal strongholds get slammed by coronavirus.
It's safe to say I don't think you're in favor of universal care. Not getting strong Medicare for all vibes here. Gotta say, not really feeling it.
You should fucking listen to yourself sometime.
I don't have a ton of time to watch all
You
your
specifically covered his episode with the Serfs where they talked about it in depth, so it's weird that you don't.
Oh shit. Busted.
Well, reiterate your abortion position for me and I'll respond to it. Okay. In what way?
I think Roe v. Wade was the right decision.
Okay.
I think that life should be mandated, should be protected under the Constitution at the federal level, and that it probably does make sense for the Supreme Court to overturn Roe v. Wade, but that means Congress.
What's the countdown, do you think, till we get to baby guillotines?
Till we get to baby guillotines.
How many minutes? Over 5? Maybe 7. I'm going to put my money on 7.
It never happened.
Needs to codify it.
Okay, but that's not going to happen, and that's because we don't have
Well, that's a different question.
Because we need
2, 45, 9.
So I'm not really interested in process. I'm interested in outcomes as we get back to, again, the differences that we clearly have here. I don't really care who imposes the right to abortion in this country. I just care that we have a right to abortion in this country, and we don't.
Well, right. Yeah, I think at first when Roe v. Wade was overturned, I thought that it was probably good it would go to legislation because the
Supreme Court arbitrarily setting law is probably dangerous. But however, since then, I've looked at it and said it's a 14th Amendment question, the right to life. And, you know, looking back on that now and understanding Roe v. Wade actually was a pretty good decision. I think now at this point, you'd need some kind of codification. I don't know how the Supreme Court's going to go back on it. That's a political conversation, not a personal perspective on abortion.
So my view is pre-viability, it's individual discretion. Post-viability, it's probably going to require some kind of, depending on the circumstances.
Where do you draw the line of viability?
Can the baby survive on its own?
Okay. Well, 90% of abortions happen in the first trimester, which is the first 12 weeks. Yeah. 99% happen in the first 20 weeks.
Does that count? Because if so, that's 1 minute. That would have been 1 minute. I mean, he is getting to baby viability, which is getting pretty close to the baby guillotines. I'm going to keep it going, though.
No! A woman could end her pregnancy whenever she wants. Say it.
Say it.
Tim Pool said a woman can end her pregnancy.
Say it.
Whenever she wants. Whenever she wants.
Whenever she wants. Say it.
Yeah, I demand you say it. Giving birth are both ending a pregnancy.
Make up something fake. Tim Pool agrees with forced birth is a false statement. You're lying.
Say it. So we get to baby guillotines.
That's why we should not be intervening in what doctors and patients are doing. I want people to be empowered over their own health care. Same thing with trans kids.
So you disagree with
Same
Roe v.
thing
Wade
with abortion. Sorry?
Do you disagree with Roe v. Wade in that regard?
Well, Well, no, I want there to be an abortion.
Would you prefer Roe v. Wade stood?
Of course.
So then you would be against abortion after a certain amount of time.
I mean, Roe v. Wade essentially
Set the
created the
viability
viability standard, right?
So
But
then you have a 14th Amendment question, whereas
no,
you would need some kind of government intervention post viability.
I believe that doctors should be able to make these determinations.
Oh, it was a hoax.
Not be
That's good.
I believe that doctors should be able to make these determinations.
Oh, it was a hoax.
Not be
That's good.
Real quick, I think you're in favor of the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
No, I'm not, because I would never want to overturn something to go backwards and then bring it up to the legislature, Senate, and there's a filibuster that doesn't provide us with the ability to codify. Senate.
Listen, with the overturning of Roe v. Wade, you now have states like Colorado removing restrictions.
I believe that doctors should be able to make these determinations.
Oh, it was a hoax.
Not be
That's good.
I believe that doctors should be able to make these determinations.
Oh, it was a hoax.
Not be
That's good.
No, this is inaccurate. So Roe versus Wade protected at a constitutional level up to the second trimester for elective abortions, and then afterwards it was up to the states. So like,
okay, so it's even. It's
so
not even,
like Colorado could have extended this prior to. In fact, Andrew Cuomo did this before. So like, just to clarify that.
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected.
Said the man in the orthopedic shoes. Cracking.
Say it. So we get to baby guillotines.
Because Roe versus Wade says at this point the states have no issue. It's a constitutional issue. And then in third trimester, which is why Roe versus Wade constitutionally is a ridiculous decision, they're like, it's a states' rights issue because the Constitution obviously delegates the trimesters in the 57th Amendment somewhere.
And again, Tim, like the reality is I don't really care about you personally. I care when you say things that are harmful and wrong, like the hoax statement about
that wasn't wrong. That was an opinion.
It was wrong. It was completely factually inaccurate.
It's not factually inaccurate.
You called it a hoax because you know that your audience is going to feed into it, and then you parse it later so you have plausible deniability about it.
But specifically what I said was, and we talk about it in depth. I think the issue is just you don't watch the show. To be fair, I don't watch Majority Report. But if like I'm not gonna. But I said, the idea that you would take a tragic circumstance like this and then create a political story, put it out so that
he gets burnt out after a certain point because it's not the normal show, right? The majority of Tim Pool's guests, it's just a rotating carousel of fucking
safe space. Everyone's ideas are pretty much lining up. What is it? White supremacy, fucking what kind of weird fascist shit are we going to talk about today?
How about the fact that you called the
grooming event
shooter in the neo-Nazi Texas shooter who watched your program, you called that a false flag.
Because you don't even know anything about that story.
I do.
It was four clips of the episode, and you can see in the images he wasn't even subscribed to the channel.
Yeah, but he watched your show.
No, he didn't. He watched one guy.
Yeah, have you ever?
No, multiple episodes. Wow, you're lying. This one's a bad one too. Yeah, no. It wasn't just Nick Fuentes. There was other guests that he watched. And wow. He's not a subscriber to the channel. That's the go-to here, not the fact that he was actually literally watching your show.
And the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
So what? Well, yeah, pass. On that, whatever account he had logged on to watch the show in that given day, in that given time, because it didn't say subscribe, you gotta hit the subscribe button.
Went to those time codes. He was highlighting specific, and I won't name the guest from the guest.
But he did watch your show.
Like this is.
So you're saying he watched an episode?
Sure, but do you understand why? On. And he posted about
who was that one guy who watched Majority Report and then commented on what Sam did?
Why do you think that? But no, this was a neo-Nazi. Why do you think your content appeals to neo-Nazis?
Are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm just wondering why you think that.
Have you
okay, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, but that was an egregious over the line statement where I don't.
No, it should be sobering. Why do neo-Nazis watch you? He was watching the episode where you had a neo-Nazi on the show.
Nick fucking Fuentes, you should
be like, oh shit, yeah, good question.
Good question.
Yeah.
You need to shut the fuck up.
All right.
Know if you are intentionally trying to just generate clips that are nonsensical, or you're just really that stupid.
Or you're just really that stupid.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn!
Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
The idea that because a Nazi watched your show appeals to Nazis is like, look.
You're just really that stupid.
If you want to have a real conversation, we have a real conversation. If
you had a Nazi on as the guest, it was Nick Fuentes that him. How can you like?
Yeah, it's weird. I brought a Nazi on the show, and then a Nazi mass shooter watched the show, and now you're telling me that apparently I'm supposed to recognize why a Nazi would watch my show.
Oh, that's broad, eh?
It's weird. I brought a Nazi on the show, and then a Nazi mass shooter watched the show, and now you're telling me that apparently I'm supposed to recognize why a Nazi would watch my show. Get a lot of those, eh? You're just really that stupid. You had a Nazi on as the guest. They're just really that stupid.
you want to do what the majority report does, and exactly why Sam isn't welcome on my and many other shows, feel free to do it. And I'm willing to have you on here. Did you know that, like, I don't know about you specifically.
This isn't a hit piece. This is not a gotcha. This is just factual things that happen that you are now denying. This isn't a hit piece. This is not a gotcha. This is just factual things that happen that you are now denying. This is a Nazi mass shooter who watched you, who watched the episode where you had a Nazi on your show.
You're just really that stupid.
But this is exactly why people don't like your show, okay?
If she came on there and she was like, this isn't a hit piece, this is not a gotcha, this is just factual things that happen that you are now denying. If she came on there and she was like, Tim, that was kind of fucked up, that time that you said that you love Hitler, and that's not a true thing that you said, then yeah, that would be a fucking, piece of bullshit gotcha. What are you trying to do here? You're kind of a scumbag. This is bad behavior. I get why people hate you. Then I'd be on your side. In this case, if she's just like, hey, here's a factual thing that happened, by the way, did you not wonder why a neo-Nazi would watch your show where you had a neo-Nazi on your show and that neo-Nazi then went on to be a mass shooter? Are you not curious about any of that? Why would you call it a false flag? That's a big thing. Why did you call it a false flag? This isn't a hit piece. This is not a gotcha. This is just factual things that happen that you are now denying. This isn't a hit piece. This is not a gotcha. This is just factual things that happen that you are now denying. This is a Nazi mass shooter who watched you, who watched the episode where you had a Nazi on your show.
You're just really that stupid.
People like our show.
Yeah, maybe ask why some of these higher profile personalities and networks won't have Sam on anymore. And he can cry. Oh, they're afraid of him. How about it's because you just claimed that my show appeals to Nazis? Which it clearly doesn't. Because this show is predominantly like moderate libertarian leaning types.
Oh, I love this shit. Emma, thank you. All right. Now we're fucking cooking. We're cooking with fire. Yes, someone finally fucking said it to his head. I love how fucking offended he is by this. Again, hey, I'll just say this right now, Tim. If what I was saying broadly speaking and the guests I was saying and presenting on the show broadly speaking were appealing to neo-Nazis instead of fucking pissing them off, because that's what's happening.
Accusations!
Again.
This is false accusation.
Hey.
I piss off neo-Nazis with my show all the fucking time. You know how I know that? They fucking are very vocal about how much I fucking piss them off. I get it in my comments and my emails. I get it in the death threats. They call me all the slurs they can think of. Neo-Nazis fucking hate me. So that's just part and parcel. But you know what? That's what I want. That's a goal. I'm like, good. I'm hated by neo-Nazis. Good. Because I hate neo-Nazis. So that makes sense. That works out for me. If I was bringing neo-Nazis on the show and then neo-Nazis were watching the show and then one of those neo-Nazis turned out to be a mass shooter, then of course, yeah, there would have to be a moment where I'd have to soberly be like, is this what I want? Is this what I want? Because I did bring on Nick Fuentes, neo-Nazi, and the neo-Nazi guy with the swastika tattoo did watch the show, and then watched a couple other episodes. Jack the Civic, I think, was one of them. He's a white supremacist. He's got some ideas. It's all about that 1488 life. Yeah, I guess, is this what I want?
Fucking cool and poggies.
Say it.
You called it a false flag, and then when you were proven wrong the next day, you
Called what a
said
false
you thought
flag?
it was funny.
Called what a false flag?
You called the claims that the neo-Nazi shooter watched your show a false flag.
I don't know if I said that. That sounds awfully specific.
Oh no. Yeah, so he's like he's Andrew Tate tier.
You're broke! You're fucking poor!
This is Andrew Tate. We saw that BBC interview with Andrew Tate the other day. Andrew Tate just 100% doesn't live in reality and just denies everything now. It's just like
pretending they're doing their geeks, bruv. I was like, what the fuck is this?
So you specifically said the following words. He's like, no, I didn't. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. No, this literally came from your website, Andrew. It says right here, Andrew Tate. Yes, it's literally from, it's your own words, in the words of Andrew Tate here, from your website live right now. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. For a lie, dude. Not I fucking did that. I didn't fucking say it. I didn't fucking say it for a word. No, I wasn't fucking bad. No, not me. For a lie, dude.
I don't have the exact quote in front of me, Tim. But
So you don't know what I said? Where did
yes,
you hear
I do.
that?
I would listen to you.
Did you say something like, it sounds like, I said, it sounds like a psyop to have this profile appear one day after the shooting where it's got like a bunch of screenshots on it or something?
Sure.
It really does sound to me like someone told
You seem awfully smug. You seem very smug. It's an odd time to be smug. You know, I like, if anything, this should be kind of a come to Jesus moment. I would hope so. But if someone was telling you, by the way, Tim, isn't it weird that, again, neo-Nazis watched your show where you had a neo-Nazi on your show? You didn't really push back a lot on that neo-Nazi on your show. And then you had a white supremacist on your show. You have a pretty big rotating carousel of white supremacists, neo-Nazis, Christian fascists.
You have a pretty big rotating carousel of white supremacists, neo-Nazis, Christian fascists.
John Doyle, by the way, he's an avowed Christian fascist. That's not me, like these are the people that you were hanging out with. So even if you don't believe this shit, which it seems it's definitely sunk its way into your beanie by now, too many fucking white supremacists. You cannot hang out all day with white supremacists and not get affected by their white supremacy. They're eventually gonna fucking ooze that shit into you. Doesn't matter how fucking thick the beanie is, all right? And yeah, now it's gotten to a point where you have a straight up neo-Nazi on your show, a straight up neo-Nazi mass shooter watches your show. Maybe that should be a moment of wow. That happened so fast, like right after my appearance on the show, by the way. It was one of those things where, like, right afterwards, there were people who were like talking to me, like, Lance, like, did you feel bad? Like, did you feel bad that you even went there or anything? And I was like, no, I don't feel bad that I went there. Like, I fucking felt really good to actually say a lot of that shit to his face finally.
Hypocrite.
But that is fucked. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. That's fucked. It's fundamentally.
You're a sham.
You have crossed into a new tier of the gulometer. If all of a sudden something like that goes down and you downplay it, the severity of it. That like.
You liar.
I was like, no, I don't feel bad that I went there. Like, I fucking
felt really good to actually say a lot of that shit to his face finally.
Told you to say things and you don't know what you're referencing.
I'm not shocked that that is the only way that you're going to try to react to this.
To react to what? Okay, no, this is fairly obvious. So I'm willing to bet Sam was like, hey, ask him about this and say these exact things.
I came up.
Oh my God. Are you serious, Tim? What are you, 6? Are you a 6-year-old? Holy shit. Hold on. Hello.
Some guy posts a screenshot of one episode of a show he's not subscribed to, and
you know what? This crazy dame, you don't know what she's talking about. I bet you she was coached by a man. Yeah, some big fella. Some city folk. Yeah, some city folk trained her up good, told her what to say, made her say this to me.
Are you stupid?
You think that's an attack vector for something political, but it's a personal snipe that has no bearing on any of the arguments we've made the entire show.
I disagree.
Yeah,
you disagree with what? With what? Elaborate.
Say it.
I believe that your program appeals to a right-wing audience, and there's a reason that the neo-Nazi shooter watched your program.
And how do you know he watched the program?
Because he posted about it.
What did he post?
Tim.
What did he post?
He posted parts of an interview that you did.
No, he didn't. You're wrong.
Say it. He had 4 screenshots on his phone from
you
the
don't
same
even know what
episode.
you're talking about, and all you can do is laugh and say,
no, it's because you get
some
specific
guy,
to obscure
some
the fact.
guy
You called it
posted one thing one time, and that's the only argument you have.
Did you go to the time codes that were in that episode? Because I did. I ran this down, and one of them was a clip of Elijah Schaffer, and like weirdly for this like neo-Nazi Hispanic shooter, it's Elijah saying that we shouldn't be emphasizing race specifically. No, he's a neo-Nazi Hispanic shooter.
Oh shit. Busted.
Right, but Tim called it a false flag.
Yeah. Oh, you think you're being clever.
No, he's a neo-Nazi Hispanic shooter.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because non-white people can't uphold white supremacy or be white supremacists.
No, he's a neo-Nazi Hispanic shooter.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's never happened before, actually.
You're a sham.
And then corrected himself the next day and then said he thought it was funny after a mass shooting.
I think that
people
someone
were calling
told you
him
to say this and you don't actually know what you're talking about.
I can't believe this is the play you're going with. Honestly, Tim, I don't want to be the first one to explain this to you, but maybe I gotta say this. Women can have independent thoughts. I know. No, they're their own people. They can do their own things. They can have creative ideas. They can even write books. It's wild. They can do poetry. They can sing. They can make movies. They can dance.
You don't actually know what you're talking about.
No one has to be responsible for this. It's outside of Emma. What is that? I feel like you were told to do this. Yeah, no. This is too brazen. Too brazen for a woman. Woman wouldn't do this. No, this has a guy written all over it. No, this fucking. I can smell Sam. This has to be Sam. It's the only thing that explains it.
It's not shocking that you think that based on my gender.
Okay, you're not saying anything anymore.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad. Okay, it's not just me.
But like I screen grab because I do YouTube clips, so I will screen grab a time code so I know where to go later. So like when I saw that, I knew, or I had a feeling, because obviously he's dead. So
3 guests, Nick Fuentes, Jack Basebic, Elijah Schaffer. Pretty high on the list of public figures who espouse the beliefs that will align and please a neo-Nazi. Like, do you think it's a gotcha? Because it's like, well, there wasn't subscribe. He hadn't hit subscribe. Oh, those were the time codes aren't as bad as the totality of the episode. So only time like he only listened to 2 seconds of each episode. That's they're just pictures, they're screenshots. He was just looking at he likes shapes, colors.
Or was he captured or was he killed?
I think he was killed.
Yeah, so he's dead. So he can't tell us, but. Like, I think people screenshot, because this is why I do it, and you can find them in my phone, moments in things so that they can go back and reference that clip. And I ran down both of those time codes. Neither one.
I get it, but look, man, this is the majority report.
It is a nasty smear. Like, you're doing it on purpose without running.
Why is it? This is not a smear. Do you know what a smear is?
To damage someone's reputation by slandering, misrepresenting, or otherwise making false accusations about an individual, their statements, or their actions.
What the fuck is wrong with all these people? You babies. These two little fucking boys. They're both just like, oh, but you're being mean to me. These are the naughty words. I don't like what's happening right now. Why is she saying all the bad? Like, what the fuck?
It never happened.
Emma is saying a thing that is based in reality that happened. This is not a smear. This is not a gotcha. This should be a very important moment in your life. You should take that moment and be like, okay, you're right. I do have to make a choice then. Is this what I want for myself? And I posit the answer is yes. I posit that this is the world that you want. This is for you. It doesn't look nice. It's kind of ugly when the neo-Nazis are like, that's our guy.
It is a nasty smear. Like, you're doing it on purpose without running.
That sucks. But it seems to be happening a lot to the right now. Look at Posey Parker. Look at all the fucking gender criticals. Look at the LGB Alliance. Look at all these motherfuckers who are super anti-LGBTQ+. All of a sudden it's like, are we the baddies? But why skulls? You know, pure Aryan scotians? Huh?
It is a nasty smear. Like, you're doing it on purpose without running.
You know, fucking actual justice warrior.
Liar. Hypocrite. You're a sham.
You're just really that stupid. Say it.
Oh, no, I don't like this.
Robbing for rent, gauge in the French, slave ever since, return of the prince, Constantine the Great, now go great, sons of man clan. Byzantine king, supreme, all kneel, kiss the ring, into it Elohim, I blow steam from the families of the Maccabees, smack them seas, watch them scream your majesty, make them suffer the capacity of tragedy, hold the crowd down like gravity.
High-ranked officials and armed tanks with missiles, blood bristle. Simple fact you slept on an issue. That before you started jerking off joysticks and Sega, I was rocking off 100-watt amps and Sharon Vegas.
Apocalypse now. Mind over matter, next batter meet the cat. Flame killing it, touch you feeling it. In your bloodstream, deadly venomous elixir. Hammer like sledge that be sister. All in together now, follow me the mister. Left Candyman, farewell to the
Honolulu status, Gladys, rich rock cabbage, and dollar bands, getting that nigga man savage. Stationary hall of justice. Niggas came conked out, just came home, now they blonked out. Money belonging in triple life, till the sun burn out. That's my work, moving with the burner out.
It's the longest waited, the most anticipated, the album hesitated. Scream the name out, kill a priest. I leave the blood spilling in the street.
Watch an enemy stare, hostility floats in the air. If I have to play, so I just won't care. We roll in pairs, like the machines moving supreme. My team gleam, like matches and gasoline. Soldier fanatic, 7 slug punctured the attic. So the stuck in your fucking religion. I worse to prison, or your own to the prison.
What are we doing here, Bappa?
Off Benny. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
Great show.
Great guy. Never met him.
Yeah.
Out Benny, out Benny, to mix this up, mash this up, out Benny, mash this up in his CYT mashups, which are very entertaining, and I highly recommend you watch it. Out Benny, out Benny.
Fucking cool and poggies.